Hello everyone, welcome to the introductory video for your Tech 2000 Incorporated CCNA Distance Learning course. I'll be walking you through a few things, and I'm going to start by bringing up my internet browser, and you'll notice I already have it pre-populated with the address that you would have received in the email that accompanied your sign up for the course. You'll notice at the very top, we've got a series of tabs. We're actually tabbed to this very first one right now. I'm going to go ahead and click on the one that's called Router and Switch. You can see it right there, Router and Switch. And that brings us into our Smart Labs. From here, we can get to every lab that you need for your course. As you go through your course, your instructor will point out when to do each of the labs you need to do to keep on focus on track for your successful course completion and hopefully certification. On the middle left, you see it says Smart Lab links here, and I'm going to click on that. And what that's going to do is scroll us down the page. We've just gone down the page a little bit to the actual links for all the labs. There are a number of labs you'll be doing. We're just going to grab the very first one, ICND 1 Lab 2-2, and I'm just going to click on that one, and that will open up a second web page. Let me move our browser over just a little bit here, center that on screen there a little better, and you can see as it comes in, it's going to show us the actual lab setup for this particular lab. And we have, as it comes into play here, you'll keep going here, and if you'll notice on the right side where my pointer now is, there's actually two scroll bars. There's one scroll bar because the overall window, the box here, this little box that I'm drawing the line around, is actually a little bit bigger than the window, and so that in itself causes that scroll bar. This interior scroll bar is for scrolling things within that box. You may or may not have both of these scroll bars depending on how big your monitor is and how big your browser window to get that open. There are 6 tabs at the top here. We're already focused on the exercise tab. Back to that in a second. I'll just point out, just like it says in your welcome email, the About tab tells you what's going on in the lab. The Overview gives you a brief overview of the lab. The Objectives, of course, what you're hopefully going to pull out of this lab. And the topology, let me click on that one, actually show you that. That'll actually have a picture of the equipment that you'll need. And you'll notice in this particular lab we have a computer connected to a router and connected to a switch. I'm going to scroll back up now. So this picture will tell you what this particular lab is using. Last but not least, prior to the exercise tab, we have the Support tab. And this lists some reference documents, a command list, and your credentials list, what passwords you'll need for the particular lab, and any other addressing information like we have here, addresses for switches. I'm going to go ahead and scroll back up to the top here. So all these tabs are helpful to support the main tab, which is the exercise tab. I'm going to go ahead and follow exactly as it says here. It gives you detailed instructions. The first thing we have to do, and I'm going to not wait for it, I'm going to hit the Activate Lab button, because that can take up to 30 to even 60 seconds to get the lab spun up and started up. As we wait for that, notice that there's tasks. Each task in this particular lab, there's task 1, verify the switch unconfigured. There's actually 3 more tasks below this one. But each of these tasks will have detailed steps of what to do, followed by a verification. Okay. You'll notice we're now ready to activate the lab, so I'm going to take a quick look at this first task and see that this task has 8, 9 steps, and then right after the 8th, the 9th, and then right onto the activity verification. Okay. So I've looked at those briefly. I've got my workbook off to the side. Of course, I can work with that as well. So I'm just going to hit step 1, which says launch the Telnet session. So we're going to launch the session. This opens, again, a third window, and I'm going to center that window. And this is where the lab will actually be run. In just a moment, we're going to get a pop-up alerting us to the fact that we need that something going on and that we need to okay the use of our computer for this um, Java applet that's about to run. And here it is. All I have to do is say run. If I don't want to ever see this pop up again, all I have to do is click the checkbox before I click run. So you folks may want to do that. I'm going to leave it unchecked so that I can show my next set of students what's going on. As I click run, the simulator will actually come, and here's some information we have. You can read through this. The big things you want to know is that you'll have to give a name and then your lab access ID. I'm going to give my name, call myself instructor, and right after that it's going to ask for a lab access ID. And I'm going to type in something that I know is wrong. That lab access ID you would have gotten from your email. I'm going to press enter, and you'll notice it hasn't given me feedback yet. Okay. Sometimes it does take a delay like that. There are times also occasionally where you may need to hit enter, press enter a second time to listen a prompt. In this case, it told me error 1, and what's the error? Not the correct input that was expected. In other words, I didn't give the correct password. Okay, so all I would have to do is type a correct password, and I would be allowed access to the lab. That's all there is. Right there, we're on the first lab you need. So when you're done with the lab, you can exit the equipment. And of course, you'll basically spread these windows out. I'll take this window that I've got here, put it somewhere, and probably put beside it the previous window with the instructions and complete my lab. When I'm all done, I close this one, I close that one. I can go back to another lab, or I can completely close all labs. Hope that helps out, and just refer to this video again if you need further help, but your instructor will be telling you when it's time for you to do those videos. You folks have a good day and enjoy your labs.